Welcome in, everybody. It says I am live. Let me just get my stuff set up. Don't look at myself. Okay, so tonight is the Edmonton Oilers at the Montreal Canadiens. One guy in, one guy out. Brendan Gallagher's back tonight, which is great news, and Ben Sherratt is out with a lower body injury. Don't know anything more than that or how long he'll be out. So that's, it's like a roller coaster ride with injuries this year. I don't get what's going on with that. So definitely Gallagher is a spark for this team, heart and soul of the club, and should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. I hope it's good news that he's in, and yeah, we'll see what happens. So waiting for people to come into the room. Says who's watching now. Say hi, whoever's in there. Anyways, whoever's in there watching, what do you think the score will be? Who do you think is going to score the first Montreal goal? Obviously, whoever's in don't want to say nothing to me. Okay, so I'll try to entertain. Lots of rumors speculating, lots of rumors and speculation around the club. Hey, Mike, how's it going? Hey, Habs suck. Are you going to be a troll? Habs fan for life. Welcome in, buddy. It's a good possibility Montreal could lose here, that's for sure. I have it either way. I don't know. I kind of feel Montreal will come out, get a little spark from Gallagher, but then I didn't know about Sherratt's injury. The left side of the defense is going to be a little weak. Scandella's playing first pairing with Weber, Kulak with Petrie, Mete with Fleury. So I don't know how it's going to go. Jordan Tyler, welcome in, buddy. Ken Johnson. Jordan saying KK hopefully scores. You think he'll get the first one? I've got Suzuki or Paling. I kind of chickened out and said both, but I figure Suzuki or Paling. Ken Johnson is saying it'd be Weber. So, yeah, good possibilities. I'm sure someone's going to – Gallagher's first game back. Could be that he gets it. Have no idea how – I mean, he must be okay. They cleared him today. So, don't know what he'll look like. He's been out for, I want to say 5 or 6 games. And, yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Yeah, I didn't do my vlog yesterday or today because that's what I want to make it about, and I'm having trouble with that to get an angle on that. But I want to do a video exactly about whether or not they might trade Carey Price. I don't think they will. I honestly don't think they will. Does that mean I don't think they should? It could be different. I'm not going to give it all away here. It should come out tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. Mike, good question. I don't know if they would have been able to keep third place, but they should have been there if they don't have those losing streaks because of the injuries and all that. Well, they'd be in the race for sure, I would think. They might have lost some of those games from the 8-game and 7-game losing streak, but more than likely, right, they wouldn't have lost them all. So, yeah, I guess. Hey, Darcy, thanks for coming in, guy. But yeah, I think the injuries really affected the team. It's not fair to really use it as an excuse because you can look at the Pittsburgh Penguins, who've dealt with tons of injuries this season, and they're still in the race, right? So it's a matter of the injuries and the lack of depth. So the injuries exposed the actual lack of depth on the team because, quite frankly, look, the depth on this team really is the young kids. And they take time to develop. So, and the guys on the third and fourth line that we had, other than KK, just aren't good enough to move up to the top 6, right, and help out. So this is a big problem. But listen, it's allowed Nick Suzuki to emerge. Suzuki right now even is on a pace for somewhere in the 50s in points. If he makes a really big push, he can hit 60 points. When you consider that in his rookie year, he had 60 points, and he played his first 20 games probably on the fourth line and third line. He didn't really have any wingers, or he didn't play center even. And I don't know how people are saying that Montreal doesn't have an elite player either here or in the pipeline. he's here, but he's not elite yet. But a guy who scores 60 points in his rookie season, number one, has potential to be elite. And number two, Nick Suzuki's got all the talent in the world. If he can score 55 points first season, it's going to be awesome. I think right now he's on pace for like 51 or 52 points. So I think it's quite amazing, you know. Let me see now if the game started. Yes, it has. Oh, no, highlights from another game. Do I think Cale Fleury will be a top two? No, I'm not sure about top two. I think he can definitely he has a good potential to be a top four. Maybe one day a top two, but I don't see it yet. Anyway, you know. Hope the Oilers get less than 6. Yeah. Well, I kind of think it'll be 4-3 if the Oilers win. I just have this feeling for tonight for Montreal. They're like rock bottom. Usually when they hit rock bottom, they have a good game. The problem is these injuries. The Sherrod injury could be pretty bad as far as for tonight anyway. I don't know any length of time for that injury. Don't even know what it is. It caught me totally by surprise because I did my preview and I didn't know about it. Yeah, Darcy, we do have a lot of good pieces. I kind of, I look at it this way, though. If we're sellers and we sell off, say, Tatar, Petrie, those kind of guys, next year when we're still not ready, is going to be a worse year as far as performance on the ice because you've got to go with the rebuild completely. So are they going for a complete rebuild? Then you sell off. If you're not, you don't. And I kind of want to see them keep those guys because next year we need guys. Anyways, I don't know. That's why I haven't been able to do this damn vodcast because I'm not decided. It's all part of it, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure he'll be adequate for a game or two on the top line there, Mike. But I don't know if that's and it's probably just very short term. I'm a little surprised they didn't put Mete back there because he has played with Weber a lot. But I guess they feel, and Scandella is probably a better defenseman right now than Mete is. So, yeah, I guess that's how it's going. But I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I just I'm dressed in black because 7-game losing streak. I don't want to see you go to an 8-game losing streak, and I don't know. Darcy, I don't disagree with you totally. So I don't know. I could tell you this, though. I really don't think Price is going to get traded. As far as Tatar, Petrie, can't think of anybody else offhand because that's the big talk. If they will, is a possibility. Yeah, I mean, it has to be. As much as I'd like them to make the playoffs, it's quite clear they're probably not going to make the playoffs, right? Unless they go on this an amazing 10-game winning streak because they need to go on a 10-game winning streak. If they don't, I don't see how it works out really. So we'll have to see. We really will. I'm hoping for the best. I'm definitely hoping for the best. Thoughts on Ryan Poehling's play? Ryan Poehling has been playing well. He can play a little bit better offensively, but he's getting his feet. And on the defensive side, he's been playing well because I guess if you're a Julian hater, then you're going to say that, that's typical. But Julian's got him on the PK, and the PK has been climbing. As I said in the preview, that it's at 77.7. It's like, wow, we went higher than 76. So I think he's helping the PK. So I think he's doing a good job. I think his offense will come around. So I like Poehling. I think he should stay. So David Robinson is saying a sell-off would be bad. I don't want to see them at the bottom for another 3-4 years. Best they give up a few marginal players to make room for the guys coming up. It's kind of how I feel too, but I'll tell you, it won't be 3-4 years. At the longest, maybe 3, but I could see in 2 years, or if we're not a full contender, we're getting there because of the guys in the pipeline that are going to be coming in. But you might be right. It could be 3-4 years. That's the thing, you know. We either commit to that kind of a rebuild, or you try to fill the hole till these kids come up and start getting, you know, the team. So we'll see. So it's about to start for me. They're about to drop the puck. McDavid against Deneau on the faceoff. Deneau wins the faceoff. What a dirty goal that other game from McDavid. Wow. What talent that kid is. It's amazing. Let's hope we can keep him off the score sheet tonight. It would be really nice. I kind of don't think so, but I don't know. Darcy, I personally believe, even though in the last game he kind of looked like he was a coach worried about losing his job, I don't think they're going to fire him no matter what happens this year. I just have this feeling. There's a few really good hockey writers, and I've been saying this for a while, so it's not because they're saying it, but I'm starting to read there that a lot of people who kind of have an inside knowledge kind of think the same way, that both Julien and Bergevin's jobs are safe. I kind of feel that, and I don't really know if Bergevin or Julien's done that horrible a job. You know, I do question some of his choices sometimes, yes, but he's got to play the hand he's dealt with. And then everybody coming down on the player, Wheel or Cousins, and blah, blah, and hating on the guy because of where they're using him, or, you know, I mean, that's not his fault. A fourth liner being put on a second line or a first line, not his fault that he's there. That's where the coach put him, and they do their best. It's not going to be a great performance when you have third, fourth liners on your top two lines. It's not good. I don't know how I got off on that one. Yeah, Julien as a coach. Yeah, I think Julien's, considering everything, done a decent job, you know. David, definitely defense has to be dealt with. Defense is the biggest hole here, because I don't think they say we don't have an elite forward. Well, we do have an elite forward. Nick Suzuki is going to be elite. So we're good there for the next number of while. You got KK is going to be, if not elite, going to be close to that, you know. But defense really is a problem. We need to shore up that left side for sure. Well, here we go, a chance for Lecky. No, fires wide. Sorry for my voice. So Habs are in the. Once again, it's only 2 minutes in, but I can't really tell how the flow of the game is going yet. But they're KK. They're gaining the zone. Seems pretty easily. Like they're not struggling there. I haven't seen them getting out of their own zone, so I haven't seen how that's going. I don't know who's in nets there. Smith. Oh, okay, right. It's Koskinen and Smith. Well, the only good thing about that is Koskinen's has got decent numbers, if not good numbers. Smith's numbers aren't great, so maybe that'll work to our favor tonight as well. I'd like to see the guy that's on the screen right there now. They're showing Covey for me. I'd like to see him get a goal. But I've got Suzuki or Paling, yeah, for the first goal tonight. I'd like really to see Paling, because Paling kind of needs a goal. It's 2-0 for Montreal, so not a lot happening that way, offensively anyway. Slow first period start. Habs are known for that these days. Nolan, what is this streak for consecutive live streams? Geez, I can't tell exactly when you started, but I think you've been in on every single one, so it's got to be pretty good, I think. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Peter says he'd like to see them get creative, maybe send KK, Paling, Mete to Laval and see if they could get them playoffs, give them lots of ice time. But, you know, that's 3 pieces right now that are playing regularly. What do you do to replace them? You know? You got to bring up guys from Laval. So I don't know if that really works, Peter. For me, anyway, unless you're buyers and you pick up some guys before the deadline, You want to send them down. I could see that, maybe. I mean, I could see that. But you can't take 3 guys off of this team right now and send them down unless, okay, the guys we're missing, if they can come back, that might help. But Mete, I don't see Mete because you don't have anybody really to replace him on the left side unless Kulak starts to play better. You don't have anybody, so I can't see Mete doing that. Paling's a possibility he could go down because of numbers, KK, I honestly don't think so. And I'm not saying that because I don't think it'll help him. It might. It might do him good. It might not. I don't know at this point. I would just like to see KK get regular minutes. See him clocking in at around 16 minutes a game would be nice. And I know one thing, when the injured guys start to come back, he's going to have much better wingers. When you think about who's coming back and how everything's played out right now, he's going to have much better wingers when the injured guys come back, for sure. So that I'd like to see what he can do. They're just showing Suzuki 4th in rookie scoring. Remember I said a Calder, well, maybe a Calder winner, but I doubt he'll win. But in the running, maybe as soon as this year. It was in one of my videos before the beginning, or at the beginning of the season, or maybe it was during the training camp. I said Nick Suzuki or Ryan Poehling, but I had Nick Suzuki. Yeah, I know. Pat myself on the back. I know. But you know what? When you get something right. What's wrong, Nolan? What's happening? You're coming to Quebec and staying with a family. Well, maybe they'll let you watch. Maybe not, eh? Well, that's too bad. Gonna lose Nolan for a while, for just a while, or how long? But hey, listen, I don't know why you're doing that. Is it because of sports or something? But you might enjoy Quebec. Oh, we're on the power play. I didn't even realize that. Not happening. It's almost done. So, not inspiring on the power play so far. And it's done. The power play is done. While there's a lack of questions, I'm going to watch the game a little bit. Just a little. I want to get a feel for it. Doesn't look like much happening. Still it's 4-0 in shots. Edmonton doesn't have a shot yet. Wouldn't that be something if we can keep them without a shot? As I say that, breakaway, McDavid, and somebody. I didn't see who it was, but nothing happened. Looks like, to me, it looks like Edmonton woke up a little bit, and they're starting to take the play to Montreal a little bit. Which when I started to pay attention, they weren't doing that. Montreal was doing that, so that's what a back-and-forth game's all about. Montreal gains the zone, but can't control the puck. Back in their own end, but they get it out right away. Play-by-play by Rick. Yeah, that's not happening. You can get copyright infringement for play-by-play. I would do it more for a junior game or something, but for the NHL, you can't take the chance. Not that, do I think they're watching me? I don't know. I don't even know if I'm on because I haven't seen another. No, it seems to be working. You guys is quiet. I guess we all watching the game. I guess. Nolan didn't want to answer me. I don't know. I'm being ignored. Okay, so Edmonton breaks in the zone. I didn't see who that was carrying the puck. Montreal gets it back out right away. KK racing for the puck, gets it behind the net, doesn't control it. Oilers lob it up into the Habs zone, and I didn't see who was it batted it down with his glove, but it's called for a glove to head. Weber batted it down. Called for a glove to head. Still nothing. Yep. Maybe my 3-2 Habs score is going to look better. If they can get out of the first period, no score, that's pretty good. I'll call that a little bit of a victory if Montreal doesn't get scored on by like McDavid or Draisaitl or anybody. Peter, I don't totally disagree with you. It's more a matter of like make a decision if this is a rebuild or not. That's all. If it's a rebuild, yeah, that's kind of what they do. Although I don't know about sending those guys down, but a rebuild is you go with the kids. You sell off what assets you can, get picks and prospects, whatever you can get, and you sell off. And then you go with the kids. And in doing that, you tank, which is fine. I can understand that way of tanking, and you get a better pick, and the kids get experience, and that's a good thing. But then you're looking at that 3-4 year wait. But the good thing in doing that, though, is that pipeline gets, there's a lot of players going through that pipeline, and you're going to get a certain number of them back out on the other end, because even though, all these players that we all love and all that, they're not all going to make it. It's probably statistically impossible that all of those top prospects of ours are actually going to make it to the NHL or just to the, well, I was going to say just to the Canadiens or even to the NHL, right? So we'll have to see. But you need that constant influx of good, solid prospects. They're not saying anything about when the other guy's coming back. At least Galley's back. At least Galley's back, that's for sure. Speaking of the devil, he's on the screen. So it's I've got like 13:40 on the time. 4-0 in shots for Montreal. No score. Montreal is in. They almost had a chance there at the net. Is it my computer, or is this like the least talkative you guys have been maybe ever? It's weird. You guys are being weird on me tonight. What's up? I'm really seriously going to have to start learning how to sing and dance. Yeah, good. That's a good call there. Evans probably deserves a little bit of uptime, and you might see that. Look, what if they do? They decide, okay, we'll see if we can get something for Wheel and maybe even Cousins, and then that's it. They bring up guys like Evans and all that, and I'm good with that. I'd really like to see Tatar and Petrie stay here, and that we still have a chance next season, But that's me as a Habs fan, who wants to see some immediate satisfaction. But I don't know. It's going to be tough if we have to wait another 3-4 years for a decent team to emerge from all this again. What's Evans' status? I really don't know. I think he's doing well down there, but I don't know exactly. If you mean like, is he hurt or not? I have no idea. I haven't heard anything like that. Last I heard, he was doing well in Laval. And not like probably really deserving of a call up. Yeah, Darcy, the D is the problem. Without a doubt, the D has been the problem. The offense is there. Look, the offense is there. You can see by the numbers that I give in my previews. That's why I go over them. And you can see they're in the top part of the league in offense, but they're down to the bottom in defense. And unfortunately, stats don't really lie. Most stats don't really lie. Some stats can be misleading, but in general, they don't. And when, if it was just in one defensive category, like say the PK was no good, but they're still, 15, 16, something like that in the league in like goals against and stuff like that, which is the indicator, the biggest indicator. Then you could say, well, they're not. You don't know if it's the defense, but it's clearly the defense because in all defensive categories, they're not doing well. We just got a chance, slight one. Kulak from the side, bad angle, took a shot. I don't know who was in front of the net there, but someone was in front of the net, but nothing. Nothing happened. Yeah, David, I get it. That's why I don't get TSN. I don't do that anymore. So I get it online. I stream it. Whether it's a legal stream or not, I'm not really saying, but I stream online. Although this stream that I talk about, I have a friend in BC and he has trouble with it. I have no trouble with it here. We need Andre Markov. Yeah, a guy like Andre Markov would go a long way right now. A long way. I have to agree with that. Yeah, Zach, I'd like, if we're going to flip him at the deadline, I'd like to see that he does well so we can get something decent back from him. Yeah, I agree. Plus, if he doesn't do well, I don't see how we can flip him at all. So, yeah. I wouldn't expect a prospect for a Covey, but you might get a pick, like they gave up to get Scandella, like a 4th, 5th rounder. You might get that. I don't think more than that, though. But it's okay. All the picks you get, they're all good. You never know where a good player's coming from. It's a roll of the dice. So 5th round players make it sometimes too. Look at Galley. Galley's a 5th rounder. No, really, Zach. I think you're reaching too high. I would think a 4th is about as high as you're going to get. That's my opinion, and I may be wrong. I may be totally way off, but I really think maybe a 4th rounder, but I don't think more than that. Because you got to take in his age. Even if he's doing well here right now, he's still 36. So I don't think. And besides, nobody else wanted him when he was a free agent. So I don't see who's going to give you that. Oh, I thought the net was empty. Smith right over to the side. Wow. I was wondering they didn't pull their freaking goalie this early in the game. That's like ridiculous. So it's almost at the halfway mark. 6-1 in shots for Montreal. No score. Edmonton's on a power play. Doesn't look like a great power play. They have the #1 power play, by the way. So if Montreal can kill this off, that shows a lot for how well their PK is playing right now. If they can keep this kind of play up, it'll be good. The number will go up. They need to get that number to at least 80%. So I'm just watching this power play. This is the #1 power play. They're tied with somebody. I don't remember who, but they're 29.2%, something like that, I think. And they're tied with somebody. But Montreal looks like they're doing the right thing. They're keeping it. They're keeping the shots away, not giving them the open lanes. They're being pretty aggressive. I think they're doing a good job. They killed it off. And then broke down. I don't know who Petrie broke down and got an ineffective backhander on Smith. But that was a good job of them killing that penalty. Let's have a drink. Why are they showing the Olympic Stadium? That's dumb. It's not even close to where the Bell Center is. Okay, let's see what I missed here. Ooh, looks like I missed a few things. Tatar was worth a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at the deadline as a rental. Tatar was 28. There's a big difference there. And it wasn't just yeah, okay, wait a second, but the Golden Knights overpaid for Tatar. I know what you're talking about. I forgot what part of that deal. The Golden Knights overpaid for the guy. That's clear. A 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, that's clearly an overpayment. I don't care how well he's doing here. To me, that's an overpayment for Tatar. Don't expect to get that for Tatar. Honestly, don't expect that. I would be shocked if you get something like that. Habs got a 2nd rounder from Toronto. For what? I missed David. I missed something on that. How'd they get a second rounder for what? Eddie Van Haskell. Hey, buddy. Thanks for coming in here. Not good for young guys getting smoked every night. Lousy atmosphere. I kind of agree with that, but you know what? When you do have a young team, it's expected. It's the job of the coach to keep their morale up and all those things and get them in the right direction. Losing is part of winning. Sometimes you got to lose to learn how to win. I don't think there's anything truer than that. Yeah, I agree with you, Zach. It's not a lousy atmosphere here. The only lousy part of the atmosphere here for the players is they got to keep what the fans say out. They can't look at that stuff because the fans are toxic, and that's the problem. We're different when you look at yeah, no, Montreal's the team is really good, so I don't think the atmosphere is bad. Montreal's happy. Well, when they're losing, we're a horrible city when you lose here. It's a problem. It's a big problem, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I still don't think you're going to find a bidding war for Covey. I really don't. And I think people would, if he does move to Tar, I think people are going to be a little disappointed at what he gets back. But it's not, that's that's about what you can get back. I would think 2 draft picks, maybe a prospect and a pick, but not a first, second, third. Peter, losing is depressing, except when you're on a team where you know you have a future and you know there's good things coming. You can get through it. It's not, as long as you're always trying to get better. It's when you have that losing attitude where, oh, well, it doesn't matter, we're just going to lose. It's that attitude that you can't allow into the locker room, because that's a killer attitude. So that part would be, yeah. But if the coach and the assistant coaches, if they can keep them motivated, on the right track, no, losing is part of winning. I'm serious about that. I'm not saying they've got to lose every game or be like win 10 games for the year, but you're going to lose more than you're going to win at the beginning when you're a young team. That's how it works, in my opinion. Montreal loves their young players, and I think so. I think we'd cheer them on plenty, and I don't think they would be unmotivated. Zach saying Tatar's on his no move list. I don't say no move, but I don't see why we would have to. Honestly, I really don't. If you're going to trade Tatar and Petrie, then you might as well go ahead and trade Price and Weber, because you're doing a full rebuild. You might as well. What's the use of having Price? Really? They scored? We scored. All right. Oof. Who got it? Deneau. Nobody said Deneau. Did anybody say Deneau? Okay, Deneau scores 1-0. Going to go out of the first period up by 1, hopefully. Knock wood, because there's still some time. Let me see. I just want to watch the goal. Nice pass up the center. Oh, he got it on the rebound. Took the shot, and he got the rebound right back to him. Wow, nice. Just going to write this real quick. Got his own rebound for the goal. Cool. It's nice that they went up. I'm happy they went up. They got ahead first. I didn't want to see them have to play catch-up hockey right away to try to break this streak. All right. Deneau's having a damn good season. That's, I think, his 11th goal. And you know what's funny here? And if you want to, you know what? I'll just make this observation. If anybody ever is wondering how important Galley is, that is Deneau's first goal and maybe his first point since Gallagher got injured. First game back, scored a goal. Galley might be the actual driver of that line. And not might be. I think it's quite obvious that he drives that first line. Deneau is very underrated, Darcy. Very underrated. That's why, we got a lot of good players here. I think if you get rid of certain guys and you really take away the possibility for next year at all. So you trade Petrie and you trade Tatar, and your possibility to win next year is gone. If you keep them with all these young guys, Deneau's a young guy still. He's only 26, I think, just about to enter his prime. That's the word I'm looking for. Next year could be so hugely different in talent for some of these guys because how young they are and they're getting close to their prime, So that's why I'm kind of stuck saying I don't really want to see them be sellers. I don't want to see them really be buyers either necessarily unless the right deal came along for either that elite forward that everyone's talking about, that center, got to be a center, or that number one defenseman. And speaking of the defenseman, you see Gossamer is out for a little while. He got injured. 3 weeks, I think he's going to be out. I don't know. To me, Montreal's playing a better game than Edmonton. Anybody who's watching it more closely than I am, can you confirm that? Montreal's playing a little better than Edmonton? Oh, it's okay, Zach. I appreciate that. No, I because it's the first period for the live stream. If you watch my reviews after the game, I don't go into great detail, but I saw enough of it that I wrote what I wrote. I'll probably remember, and I don't need that much detail really. But I appreciate that. I thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, no problem. Some nights I need all the help I can get, buddy. No, no problem. I appreciate it. Darcy, contracts can screw us in the future. That's why being buyers, you got to be careful. Yeah, and that's why money is so important. You don't want too much term. I'm going to talk about it when I find a video about all that's going on right now, which I hope to get it done tomorrow. That's part of what I want to talk about in there is contracts and, how that could affect us in 2-3 years if you're going to be buying and trading for guys, And also another thing that we don't think about too much, but isn't it? It's in 2 seasons. Seattle draft. We got to have certain guys protected, certain guys not. You don't want them to be. What's the word I'm looking for? Damn it. Certain guys. Not red. That's why Cole Caulfield not playing this year would be great because then he won't be eligible to be picked. Stuff like that. You got to juggle a lot of things. And look, Price won't get picked by Seattle. That contract would be unworkable for a new team. No, I was just funny. I didn't see what you wrote there, Zach. I don't see a $10.5 million contract being with 4 more years at that point left on it to a guy who will be 34 at that point. I don't think that would be something that Seattle would want to do. Unless they think that, okay, look, we can get Carey Price. Look what the Knights did with Marc-Andre Fleury. If they think that they can get that kind of a performance, then you never know. They might be interested in Price. So, and I don't know how a no movement clause or any of those things affect for the draft like that, but I don't know. But we got to think of those things when you're thinking ahead is, Seattle. So you might be going to get somebody you really want to pick up, and he gets taken because Seattle picks him, or somebody. It wouldn't be draft picks or anything like that, or prospects. I'm not even sure what all the regulations for, who's exempt and who's not. I don't know all of it. True. True that. That's pretty close to where close to home for him. Yeah. Okay, keep Primo. Yeah, definitely keep Primo. But don't make a mistake to think that Primo's ready right now. So if Price is gonna go, we need an NHL caliber starting goalie back in return, or to get him somewhere else to fill in for the next year or two till Primo is ready. You can't throw Primo in there right now and say, well, you're the starting goalie. I don't know if that's a good thing. Some people think that's what to do. I don't necessarily agree with that. Yeah, Primo, I think, because although he played this year, his 1-year contract, he started it this year. So that's 1, 2. He's on his ELC. I don't think he's eligible when the draft comes up, but I'm not positive if it's coming up right after his ELC finishes and in between the first contract. I don't know. So it's dicey. But believe me, if Primo's eligible, that's the kind of goal that they'd be reaching out for. So. Wait a second. What screwed us with Dryden and Roy? The contracts? Dryden, though, okay, I haven't read it, but Dryden just wrote a new book about Scotty Bowman. My friend in BC, who I was talking about, he bought it and he's read it. And apparently, Dryden said the year he took off was something he had kind of planned to do, and he always planned to come back, although the contract negotiations were part of it. But he had always wanted to do it, and because there was the problem with the contract, he took the year off. But he always planned to come back the next year. He said he didn't understand why people thought he wasn't coming back. I'm what do you call that? I'm paraphrasing. It's not an exact quote. I didn't read the book, but that's what my friend told me. But yeah, contracts get in the way. And with Patrick Roy, it wasn't contract. It wasn't contract. It was leaving him in for 9 goals against Detroit one night at home. Mario Tremblay, the asshole coach that he was, didn't know that maybe you should pull your star goalie. But he was on a power trip, and he wanted control of the locker room. And Patrick Roy was the leader in the locker room, and that's how he tried to gain control, and it backfired, and Patrick said, nope, I'm out of here. You don't underestimate a guy who's as fiery a competitor as Patrick Roy. That's one thing Patrick Roy is a fiery competitor, which is what made him probably the best money goalie there was, because when his ire was up about something, he said, I'm not letting in another goal. And unless it was a perfect goal against, he didn't let in another goal. He was amazing that way. Well, they got good pressure on to close out this period. They're putting big pressure on Edmonton, not getting the shots. Edmonton's kind of blocking up the lanes, but and they just got control. But that was good pressure. It's a minute and a half left to go in the period. Roy won the cup, 86, first year. Yep, you're 100% right. So did Dryden, Darcy. Dryden and Roy both won the cup in their rookie year. As a matter of fact, Dryden actually won the cup before his rookie year, because he only played 6 games before the playoffs started that year. He won the cup, but because it was only 6 regular season games he played, he still qualified as a rookie the next year, and then won the Calder Cup the next year as a rookie who had already won a Stanley Cup. And as a matter of fact, if I'm not wrong on this too, Ken Dryden is the last Calder Cup winner that Montreal has had. Zach Oakham, Caulfield and Suzuki and Drouin is a combo next year. Yeah, it might be. I think Suzuki and Caulfield together, whoever can play on the other side is fine. Drouin's great, whoever, but I think that's a combo I want to see. At the very least, on a power play, those two have to be on the ice all the time so he can feed them the puck. But yeah, I'm excited to see Caulfield potentially be here. But again, a rookie, we really want him to be spectacular, but more than likely, and I mean really a lot more than likely, he's going to be average to good in his first year. And we might even be disappointed, but he's going to be one of those kids that gets better every year. I really love the potential of Caulfield, but I'm not expecting miracles in the first year. Massimo, you got this habit of coming in so late. How's it going, buddy? Thanks for coming in. Zach, I do too. I agree with you there. I think he'll be a 20-goal scorer, but I don't think 20 goals is a lot for Caulfield. I really don't. I think Caulfield should be a perennial 40-goal scorer, right in that area, if not always 40, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, something like that. That I see kind of as his regular place to be. And then career high in the 50s 1 year, 2 years. I think that's what I see for Caulfield. As far as assists, probably not a ton of assists, but I see a lot of goals coming from him. If he was on a team that does, we're going to kind of be stacked with really talented, good young forwards, and you put a guy who can shoot. Yeah. But I'm saying is that I don't expect him to be 40 goals in his first season. I think I said it in a video, but I was dumb back then. I didn't know what I was. Really, I probably said it in a video, but honestly, one thing I'll tell you, doing what I'm doing for the last year, doing this, I really have tempered a lot of my expectations for how players will do and stuff like that to the low side, because as a fan, you think too high of everything, and you got to be realistic. And realistically, yeah, that's how it looks. But man, 2-3 years from now, this team that we have is going to be freaking awesome if the players that are in the pipeline are come up and they make it. But it looks damn good for the next few years. So we shall see how that works out. Okay, so we're at the end here, but I'll answer a few more. Okay, wait, restart. Okay, I got to say something. I'm not a Nazi, grammar Nazi, but what you wrote there, Massimo, is resign. So that's why I looked at it weird. Resign is separated. Resign. And I read things the way it's written, but I'm sorry, that's what jumped me. I don't mean to. I'm not a grammar Nazi. I used to be, but I don't. So if I look startled, what do you mean resign? Okay, do I think Domi and Petrie would resign? Is Petrie next year or the year after? But Domi, yeah, I think 100% Domi wants to resign, and I think Petrie would for sure. I think Petrie would resign here. I think he likes it here. He's played his best hockey here. His wife too is a very influential part of the Habs wives and everything they do, all the charities, all that kind of stuff here. So I think so. That's why I don't really want to see them trade him away. I think you've got a guy who wants to be here, very talented guy. I don't think anything wrong with that. Same with Domi. Domi doesn't have a wife, no, but Domi clearly wants to be here. Just look at the stuff he says about Montreal and about playing here. Look at his enthusiasm on the ice. All those kind of things. He wants to be here. Okay, so no more questions in. So I'm going to call it a night. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. I so appreciate it. As always, I'll be here Saturday. It's at 7. I do believe the game is at 7. Once again, don't ask me who we're playing, because I knew before the game started, but I don't right now. But I'll be on half hour before that. Getting used to now posting the live stream well in advance, so just look for that. And thanks, everybody, for being here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for watching my videos. I encourage everybody to go check out my A Habs Fan's Lament video, which is a poem that I wrote. That's a very short video. Love to know what you guys think about it. I released it earlier today. Check it out and go Habs go. And I shall see you for the next live stream and next video. Thanks everybody for watching. Bye all.